Do you know exactly how much profit you're really making, including all the shipping and import tax and everything else you need to take into consideration? If not, this is the video for you. I'm going to teach you exactly how to use the Amazon FBA calculator properly so that you know you're making a decent amount of profit. Now, by the end of this video, I'm actually going to teach you exactly how much profit you should be looking out for, the profit margins you should be looking at, and everything else you need to be taking into consideration so you know exactly how much profit you're making per every unit that you sell. Now, the Amazon Profit Calculator is an amazing tool and we should be using it all the time, every time, to check whether we're actually going to make any money or not. If we're not going to make enough money, what's the point? What's the point in putting our time and effort in to try and build that Amazon business so we can start to have that lifestyle we're all looking for? If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Vic, and on this channel we talk about all things Amazon related. Now, if you're struggling to find products or you've just started out, make sure you download my free ebook. I've put a link in the description to make sure I help you out. And if you wanted my step-by-step guide, make sure you check out the range of courses that I have available for you. The link is also in the description. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button. Let's jump into the laptop so I can show you the exact profits you need to be looking at and how to use that Amazon FBA calculator properly. Okay, so how do we make sure that we use the Amazon FBA calculator to make sure that we have a decent amount of profit for our product in relation to the amount of sales that we're also making every single month? Now, this is how you do it. I will find a product, or you will find a product that you will want to analyze and check if you're actually going to make any money on this. Now, before you actually go into or doing all of this, there's a couple of things that you should already have. One, it's the product that you're looking to sell. Two, you need to know the cost of the product that you're going to buy from the supplier. So whether that's $5 or $3 per unit, you need to know how much it actually costs. Three, you actually need to know how much it's going to cost you to ship the product over to your destination. So whether that's the US, UK, or wherever you're going to sell it. Lastly, you're going to actually need to know how much import tax is going to cost and how much is actually going to cost you to inspect the product. Now, I'm going to give you a ballpark figure of all of these so you'll have a good understanding of how you actually go about checking that you're going to make profit. So you need to have all of these things in place. If you don't worry, make sure you continue watching this video because it's very, very useful for you to know ahead of time what you're actually looking for and what your goal is in terms of profits. So firstly, we're going to find the product, and I've looked at a product that I wanted to use as an example, and it's this baby changing pad covers. And I found this one here. It's a good price, so it's selling for $24.95. Ideally, my rules usually state that I want to sell something for over $30. So what I would normally do here is just possibly just add another cover and sell it for above the $30 mark. So we meet that criteria, so we know we're going to make a decent amount of profit. Now, one of the reasons why I say you need to check your profit margins and you need to make sure that you're making the right amount of profit is for changes in the market. If shipping prices increase, if taxes increases, this profit margin will help you to make sure that you can take all of this. And this has happened to me recently as well. It works. Trust me, it works. So let's take this product over here. All we need to do is take the ASIN, which is over here at the top here, which usually starts with a B, or you can get the ASIN number, as I've said previously, from the product information over here. It's over here there. Take that information, and then you go to the Amazon revenue calculator, which is the exact same as the Amazon FBA calculator. So all you would need to do is paste the product over here and hit the search button. Amazon will retrieve this information and have the information on the weight and the size, so it will know exactly how much it costs to fulfill this product and exactly how much it costs to store this product within their warehouse. So what you will see here below, depending on when you're actually watching this video, you want to use the new Amazon fulfillment, which means that they are updating their prices. So you want to know how much it's going to cost you with the new prices, not the old one. So all you would do is you'd put in the item selling price. Now, as we know, it was $24.95, I think. Yeah, $24.95. And you could actually put in what you're going to sell your product for, but just for accuracy's sake, let's just put in $24.95. Now that's going to help us calculate how much this is actually going to cost to sell this product and get to the profit margin. Now make sure you listen carefully. These bits are really important that you get correct. Now what you want to do is you want to know how much it's going to cost you to ship to Amazon. And this is the bit where you want to understand from your supplier. They will give you the information on the weight and the size of the product, and it's also dependent on the quantity of the product as well. So let's take for an example that you're ordering from your first batch and your first load, that you're going to order in the region of, let's say, 250 units. And let's take for example that it's going to cost you, I don't know, $2 per unit to ship over. So what we would do is we'd put in $2 here. So the 250 units, that will cost you $500 to ship over. And I'm actually using that as a top end of shipping price. So we want to make sure that we use the worst case scenario, so we know either way we're going to make some money. So that's $2 per item to ship the product. Now, we want to know how much it actually costs to buy this product. So when you get in contact with your suppliers, you will get the price that you're ideally looking for. You'd negotiate for the best price possible, and then you'd put that price in the cost of product section over here within the Amazon FBA calculator. Now let's take for example that the product costs $5. So then all you would do is you would hit the calculate button. Now as you can see at the bottom here, we can see the net profit here is $9.41 per each unit that you sell. So every unit that you sell, you will make a profit of $9.41, and that's a decent profit margin. The next bit here you want to look at is the net margin, which comes in percentage form. Now my absolute rule is to make sure that the profit margin is no less than 30%. Now having a profit margin no less than 30% and a net profit over here of at least around the $10 per unit mark will make sure that any changes within shipping, within taxes, within prices on Amazon, or if you get into a price war, that you are absolutely protected. You are highly likely to be protected at a net margin of above 30% and a net profit of $10 per unit. If you could achieve that, then you are already on your way to finding that profitable product. Now remember, there's so many other rules to this, so make sure you check out that free ebook that I've written for you. I've put a link in the description. Make sure you get your copy. All you would need to do is put in your name and your email address and it will get sent straight out to you. Now, as I mentioned, there's a couple of other things that you need to make sure you take into account when you're calculating your profit. And the two other things that are not mentioned on here is the import tax and the inspection. Now, the inspection usually costs around the $200 mark. And it doesn't really make a difference on how much of the product you actually use, because they take a quantity sample and then test that product. So it's usually around the $200 mark. So if we added $1 for that, we could put that in here and make sure that we've included that. So we can add that to the cost of the product and make that $6. So let's say the import tax is around the $1 mark. So let's add that into the cost of the product. Let's calculate and see how much we're actually making here. So as you can see, the net margin has actually dropped to $7.41, which can be acceptable dependent on how many units you think you're going to sell every month. And then the net margin is 29.7, which is extremely close to 30%, which in my rule book is absolutely acceptable. Now, if you are in a situation where you've got $7.41, I would still try and find a product that will make you $10. Now, if you were able to reduce the cost of the product, that would be absolutely fantastic. Let's say we were able to drop it back down to $5 inclusive of the import taxes and the inspection, and then obviously the shipping is here. Now, the shipping could be less. We have no idea. We calculate that and it goes straight back to what we are ideally looking for. So if this is the scenario that I was looking at, I would want to know more about the product and I would want to make sure that this is the right product to go for and I would move ahead with it. Now, there's a couple of other things that I wanted to show you to make sure that you're making the right decision. And it's down to how many units you're actually going to sell a month. So if you can see that after using the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, that most of the sellers are selling no less than 200 or 300 units every single month on that first page, then you could put that number in here and actually figure out how much money you're actually going to make every single month. So let's take an example of putting in 200 units every single month. Now let's move me out of the way of here. So what you can see here is that the net profit you're going to make is $1,882 a month. Now that's not bad for a first product, and it's absolutely realistic that you could achieve that. Now, ideally, I'm looking for products that are going to be selling at least 300 every single month. So I'm making $2,823, as you can see right over here, every single month. Now, that's ideally what you're looking for. Now, there's one bit I think I've missed out over here. I just wanted to make sure that you fully understand the breakdown of these costs. So we've got the item price over here. We've got the selling fees on Amazon. So if we have a drop down and look at this, what you can see is that they charge an Amazon referral fee. So every time you sell a product, Amazon is going to take 15% of the product. Usually it's dependent on the category, but it's normally around the 15% mark. And as you can see here, it's $3.74. Now the fulfillment by Amazon fees, this is based off of the weight and the size of the product. These fees are in relation to Amazon picking the product, packing the product, and storing the product and getting it sent out to the customers. So if we look at this, you can see the monthly storage per unit per month is 4 cents, which is pretty low and very, very good because it's a light and small product, as you can see over here. It's a very light and small product. And the fulfillment fee for them to pick, pack, and deliver the product is $4.76. But all in all, you can see that we are making a decent profit over here and a decent margin. So make sure you don't forget those rules, the rules of having a profit margin of 30% and a net profit of $10 per unit. Looking to sell 200 to 300 units every single month as a minimum, so you can make anything from $1,500 to $2,000 to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, depending on what your profit margin is. Now, when I mentioned the $30 mark, let's change this, because this is what I'm ideally looking for, and you'll see the difference here. So that $30 mark gives us a $13 net profit and a 45% margin. So this means we can take hits of changes within the market, changes in prices, and we can compete really well within this type of market. And as you can see, you'd make a $4,000 profit every single month by selling 300 units. So I hope this video was useful to you. Make sure you smack that subscribe button. If you want to grab your free copy of the ebook, the link is in the description for any of you newbies or anyone who's actually struggling to find their product. If you want an A to Z start to finish guide, a step-by-step tutorial of how to actually start selling on Amazon right from start to finish, make sure you check out the courses. I have a link in the description for you there. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, and I will see you in the next video.